So I'm getting this question a lot. When it comes to starting your business, what should you do first? And I'm going to explain to you how I started my business. Now, this is not advice on for you to start your business and what to do. This is how I started mine. Now, you can always take from it, you can learn from it and do your own thing, but this is how I and most people started their business. So first things first, painting, pressure washing, doing tile, that's all the easy stuff. You can watch YouTube and get all that stuff in one night. But the hardest part of starting a business is the admin / finance side of it. So number one, what I did first was get a business name. What I mean by get a business name, sit down and think about it. Just sit down and think about what you want your business to be called. Now, there's tactics that you can do to make sure that you're always seen or seen first, but you definitely want to find a name that suits you and your business and what it does. So my business name is Ace Contracting and Services. And a little feedback and a little tidbit on what we do is we specialize in Division 9. So we don't just pressure wash. We pressure wash, paint, drywall, flooring, acoustical ceiling. We do a little bit of everything. A lot on the inside, but we do the outside of the house or building or commercial or industrial, schools, jails, whatever you want to call it. But we do a lot on the inside and we do a lot on the outside also. But we don't just pressure wash. So get a name of the business that matches or suits what you do. Ours is Ace. That's what we're going to name it. But then that doesn't tell people what we do. Ace Contracting and Services. We go after contracts. We bid on stuff. We go commercial. We go industrial. We go government. We go schools. We go anything that has to go out for a bid. We definitely do all that. And services. Because we offer a plethora of services. So Ace Contracting and Services. It fits us and what we do. So after I came up with that name, this is probably going to be 1B. Not probably what it is 1B. It is to get it registered with your local municipalities or your state, your county, your city. To get yourself registered, which means you want to be recognized as a legitimate business in your area. So our name was Ace Contract, well not was, is Ace Contracting Services. We are registered with the County of Gaston County, Leon County, and all the surrounding areas, Wakulla and all that good stuff. But more so, the state of Florida knows who we are and what we do. And they collect our taxes for federal unemployment, state unemployment, all that good stuff. So we are recognized by the state of Florida by being a legitimate business. Well, next what we did was get our EIN. After we figured out the name of our business and how we want to be classified, whether it's a sole proprietorship, an LLC, however, we're an LLC, which stands for a limited liability company, which means I personally can't be sued. If there's anything that happens with the business and you're trying to come after us, it's a business and its assets and not me personally. But we got our EIN, which is from the IRS. It's pretty much your social security number for your business. That's how they know who you are and what you are and how you're going to file and how you're pretty much going to pay your taxes or how you're going to receive any type of financial assistance and all that. That is who you are to the government. Just like how your social is who you are, your EIN, they call it the TIN, they call it a couple other names, but that's who you are to the government and everybody else. So figure out the name of your business, make sure you're registered in your state, and the second thing will be to get your EIN. After we got our name, after we got registered with the local municipalities, after we got our EIN number, the very next was to get insurance. Now, depending on what you do, you'll need different types of insurance. We got general liability, and we also got workers' comp. Why? Because I have employees. When I first started, I did not have to get workers' comp. I was actually workers' comp exempt. But once I started hiring employees, I had to get workers' comp. Why? Because by being an owner, you don't have to cover yourself under workers' comp. But once you hire employees, that's the whole point of workers' comp, is to cover your employees. So if they get hurt on the job, they are covered and good to go. So we got general liability. We started off painting, all that good stuff. But then as our company grew and we started doing more things, our general liability had to go with that. So we have $1 million coverages here, 500,000 there, but I'll post it here exactly what our coverage is. So these are our coverages right here. And this is exactly, if something happens on the job, this is how it's gonna get paid for. If we accidentally knock a hole into a wall, or if we set off some sprinklers and it damages some things, or if we knock out a window or something, this is how all that stuff gets paid for through general liability. Now, as we got a little bit bigger and bigger, we had to get something extra, which is called either umbrella or excess liability, which is just additional insurance on top of the insurance. Of course, it costs me a little bit more, but bigger projects call for bigger insurance. Now, with workers' comp, you just got to cover your employees. That's the name of the game. You don't want them to get hurt or unfortunately die or something happen like that, and you're not covered. That's the game you don't want to be part of. Oh my God, that's the game. No sirree, Bob. Make sure if you have employees, they are covered. All right, be sure. Why? Because my employees are covered. Once again, this is on what I did and what a few of my buddies did in other companies that are very similar to us, what we did. So we got general liability, we got excess liability / umbrella, and we have workers' comp. You don't want to get hurt. You don't want your employees to get hurt and not be covered. You don't want a $100,000 medical bill. I got a friend of mine who's going through that right now. $150,000 medical bill. No workers' comp. You don't want that. I don't want that. Nobody wants that. So we got it to make sure our employees are covered. Now, of course, if you have work vehicles, you definitely got to get insurance for your vehicle. So there's a lot of companies that do that. You just got to get that. We got it. We got it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts around that. General liability, excess, umbrella, workers' comp, and work automobile insurance coverage. We got all three. Why? That's the cost of doing business. That's how you operate. One of the last important thing we did was our social media presence and just our marketing presence, period. We got our name, we got registered, we got insurance, we got our EIN, we got all that stuff, but then people don't know who we are or what we do. So between Craigslist, between Facebook, between flyers and everything, I have a background in architecture. I got a bachelor's of science in architectural studies, so I'm very good with CAD. So what I did, come up with our logo, which is this to begin with. Then we got this one designed later on, a few years into the company, 3-4 years, we got a new logo done, which is this. So now it's time to get flyers out. It's time to get Google My Business page. It's time to get a Facebook page, a YouTube page, an Instagram page. It's time to get a Linktree page. It's all time to get all that. Now, it took me a couple years to get a website, and we do have a full-fledged operating website now, which is this. But we are good to go. But before that, when we started, all we had was Facebook, Instagram, and a couple flyers. Got the flyers done. They looked okay. But then it took time to get better. It took time to design. It took time. So I didn't expect anything to happen overnight, so it took time. That's exactly what happens. It takes time. So after it took time, we got better with time. And now we're doing things like social media blasts. We're doing flyers. We're doing EDDM. And I got a video on that. Every door direct mail. Did not happen at the beginning. It took time, but I did eventually get to every door direct mail. And that worked well for me. When I mean well, that's probably the most return on investment that I got from, besides word of mouth. Word of mouth is very big. But if you don't have all that to begin with, social media is your best friend. It's going to be Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all that good stuff. But then word of mouth. You'll be surprised who actually would tell a friend about you, or tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. You do one good job, you tell them to tell more people, and it's going to spread like wildfire. So just do good work. But you definitely want to be able to broadcast yourself. You definitely want to be able to market yourself. You definitely want to get yourself out there. Don't be afraid. You may have to do a couple houses for free. Or honestly, you just want to jump off the porch and get it big. What I mean by that is our very first pressure washing job was an apartment complex with about 12 buildings. You ever cranked up a pressure washer before that? Got it. Watched YouTube for about 30 days straight, and I got the job done. So take a chance on yourself. And here's probably one of the most important things. I got an email address that match what we do and as professional as possible. Our name is pretty long, Ace Contracting and Services, so we shortened it up to Ace Conserve, ACECONSERV @gmail.com. aceconserve@gmail.com. And people just simply call us Ace, but I got an email address that is very reputable and it gave me a calendar, a Google Drive. So when it was time to do business and get information and do all that good stuff, it was already in there. There's a whole Google suite for stuff like this. You can get a Google Voice number. So Google and Gmail is probably one of the best ones to get. That's why we got it. But now we did graduate from that. Now we do have an official email address, which is info@aceconserve.com, and it's powered through GoDaddy. Pay about $150 a year for that. It's not bad. I built the website myself and all that good stuff, but it took time to get there. It took about 4 years to get there. But when we started, we just got a regular Gmail account, Google My Business, and we went from there. And we actually made a lot of money with that. Wow, you'd be surprised how much money we made with that. But got an email address, and it went from there. Why? Because email addresses are important. Not many people send physical letters in the mail anymore, or invoices, so we did everything electronically. So with that Gmail address, we were able to get a Joist account, to get a self-employed through TurboTax account, all that good stuff. So that way we're able to do invoices, able to do estimates and everything, but it has to happen with an email address. So get you an email address. And that's what worked for us, and that's how we got started. So with all that being said, tell me how you got started, put it in the comments, and hopefully people who are reading this or watching the videos can share a little bit more on how they got started, so that way you can know how to get yourself started. Gene of Ace Contracting and Services.